Yo, what it do, family? It's Uncle T coming back at you with another vibe check, yo. So we got a full moon in Sagittarius. It is the second full moon of the month, so we call that a blue moon. As they say, it happens once in a blue moon, because every now and again, once in a blue moon, do we get an actual blue moon. So as you may or may not know, a blue moon is when a full moon occurs twice in the same month. So March 31st is a new moon. No, May 31st is the coming new moon tomorrow. I'm a little later with this video. I wanted to drop it a little earlier, but life be getting to you. And quite honestly, Uncle T been fishing a lot lately. So, give big shout out to the fish and, just having fun out there on the water. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to light this Dragon's Blood Sage. Dang, this thing's popping. Yo. I don't know what's going on with y'all, but y'all need your energy clear for sure. This mug is popping. So sending a big shout out to you and your most elevated angels, ancestors, and allies. And, calling in all the great spirits, including the dragons with the Dragon's Blood Sage. So let's get straight into it. Your Uncle T today is actually going to do a Celtic cross spread. So let's go ahead and get a little chime. Prepare your ears. For those of you who are on, listening on headphones and whatnot. Dogs is barking outside, playing with each other. It's a beautiful day out here in AZ. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Saturday. It is currently pretty much Saturday evening at this point, so that full moon about to pop. Be safe out there. Y'all already know. People get crazy during the full moons. But like I said, we clearing out that energy. That Dragon's Blood Sage was popping for whatever reason. So just trust that your energy is cleared. And let's allow Great Spirit to provide us with the messages that we need to hear. It's interesting too. So some of y'all, go ahead and comment down below if y'all got a situation or something y'all want to share with everybody else. But a lot of times, oftentimes, I hear individual messages from y'all. Y'all are DMing me, texting me, or we're just chopping it up one-on-one. And it's a trip how resonant these readings are. It's interesting too, because there's a collective resonance and then there's an individual resonance where it's like, it pertains to this person, this individual's life. It also pertains to this individual life. They're going through very completely different things, but yet the message is on point for both of them. So I always find that fascinating. It never ceases to amaze me. Great Spirit never ceases to amaze me. So here we are. Let's get one more little chime. We're going to split it. Let's move this lighter right here. And let's drop this Celtic cross spread. 3 of Pentacles, the Death card, followed by the crossing of the Ace of Pentacles. The 5 of Wands, Hermit, 8 of Wands, 10 of Wands, interesting. High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. And we're going to pull one from the bottom, the Fool. The Fool straight at the bottom. The bottom represents the subconscious, or what's going on kind of behind the scenes, the underlying theme of the whole reading overall. So the Fool is the 0 card, the first card in the deck, when in actuality, the first is actually the 0, right? So it's the 0 card, which is endings and beginnings at the same time. You see the Fool, he's this little guy, got his little pack on his bag, and he's just ready to go. He's free, he or she is free, ready to go on this adventure, representing new beginnings, possibilities, etc., etc. We've also got the Death card in here, and the Death is also an ending and beginning. So when there's a beginning, there's an ending. When there's an ending, there's a beginning. So a lot of y'all are going through this particular time of transition, okay? So we've got the 3 of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, again, is a new beginning and that abundance. So some of y'all are teaming up with somebody. So we got the 3 of Pentacles and the Death card right here. So either y'all are going through something extremely traumatic. There could be quite literally a death in the family and y'all are having to come together to settle your affairs. Or this could just be the death of a particular situation. Again, endings and beginnings, change, transformation. It could be a big time of transformation. And the 3 of Pentacles is like teamwork and collaboration and y'all coming together. and then that crossing, or as I like to call it, the opportunity, is the Ace of Pentacles. So it's a new season, it's a new time for y'all. This Sagittarius full moon is a good time to let go and release, put that stuff to death, right? So that way we can move forward in this energy of abundance. So we've got the Five of Wands at the bottom. There's been a lot of conflict, strife, a little bit of tension between either yourself or other people, which is causing you in the past to be in the hermit mode, to kind of be in this hermit energy, be secluded to yourself, managing your thoughts, searching your soul, a lot of deep introspection. And then we've got the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands followed by the Ten of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is like the fastest card in the deck. That's speed, that's rapid action, movement, So we've got this aspect of death and transition, and then we've got a lot of movement following that. Again, so the Five of Wands, y'all been going through, or y'all been experiencing a lot of drama with people, but the Eight of Wands and the Ten of Wands is y'all are moving forward. Y'all are quickly moving past that, and now the Ten of Wands has got this guy holding on to all these wands. Let go of your sticks. The wands represent fire and passion, so this is also the third, what does that say? Third decan in Sagittarius, right? So all these particular cards represent certain decans astrologically, so it's, the tarot gets very deep. Anyway, like I said, y'all are going through this period of transition. In order for you to be in this energy of abundance and allowing the new things to come in, y'all got to let it go. Drop the wands, drop all your burdens, let that shit go, and you're letting it go with speed. You know what I mean? You're letting it go, and you're starting to manifest very quickly after coming out of this hermit mode. Now on the side right here, what you're not seeing, or the blind spot or Achilles heel, is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is all-knowing. She has a deep level of intuition. So trust your intuition. Your intuition's not going to lead you astray. In fact, your intuition has been telling you a particular something for quite some time now, quite honestly. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So there could be someone in your vicinity, possibly a woman, a earth sign, or just possibly someone who has a lot of foundation and this nurturing practicality to themselves. So that could be someone who is going to be on your team, essentially. You know what I mean? Whether it be someone in the physical or someone in the past, part of your spirit team. This is someone who's here to guide you. So trust your intuition on who that is, and offer an ear out to those who are offering good advice, nurturing advice, possibly financial advice, you know what I mean? With the Queen of Pentacles, the Pentacles being a very tangible, practical, earthbound energy relating to money matters, health, things around your home, your domicile, things like that, right? And this is beautiful, this very stable energy after all these wands, after this period of tension and strife and, just a lot of passion, a lot of kind of upheaval or whatever's going on. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, so this is the advice part of the reading, so the advice that Great Spirit is giving to you is have that long-term view. Don't be so stuck on what happened in the past or the drama or all this, baggage that you've been carrying. Now look at the fruits of your labor. The Seven of Pentacles is the guy contemplating his fruits. Now he almost looks melancholic or even a little sad, but with this reading, I'm seeing that as a positive energy. Like, y'all are looking at your hard work, waiting for your grapes to ripen, and that's about to happen real quick. Now, the final card is the Hanged Man. Now, in the Hanged Man, it's about this state of limbo. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all were stuck in this. So what I'm seeing is like, y'all were stuck in this state of limbo, this hermit energy, this death energy. But, it's about the Fool energy. It's about new beginnings. And we've also got that Ace of Pentacles here. So when it comes to the Hanged Man, it's like he's hanging upside down in this period of limbo, just waiting. But now we're flipping that right side up, and it's this level of enlightenment, this level of seeing things from a new perspective because of what you have let go. Okay, so this is, kind of a very precise little reading. Let's go ahead and pull 3 cards for the final outcome. Again, if this resonates, take it for what it's worth. If it doesn't resonate, leave it for someone else. But This is a little more specific than I thought it was going to be, but it's a beautiful reading. So we've got the Five of Pentacles out in the cold, followed by the King of Pentacles, wow, and the Knight of Pentacles, wow. So there's a lot of stability coming in. Remember, we have the Queen of Pentacles in your helpers or allies position, and now the King of Pentacles is coming forward. So the Queen and King energy of this stability, practicality, building something together, foundation. This could be quite literally you and another person, a significant other, starting to come together and move forward with things after being out in the cold, that Five of Pentacles, right? So, you know, this feeling of being left out in the cold, but then we've got the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving energy. Like, the Knight's going to get there. It's like the post office. It takes a little while, but it's eventually going to get there. The Knight is on its way, you know, but it's the Pentacles, so it's a slow moving energy, but it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? It is very, not steadfast. It is very reliable. That's the word I'm looking for. The Knight of Pentacles is very reliable. It might take a little bit longer than you had expected, but it is coming forward. So again, these last three being the Pentacles, and let's pull one from the bottom as well. With the Magician, y'all are just manifesting it in again. So letting go of this, whatever the energy is in the past, you know what I mean? And again, this may involve you corroborating with someone or corroborating with your spirit team. So let go of the drama, let go of the strife, put down your wands, let go of your burdens. And all this is happening quite fastly, faster than one would assume, right? And then again, that opportunity is the Ace of Pentacles. And then we've got, there's just a lot of beautiful stuff going on. So what I'm going to do to finalize things out is I'm going to highlight the major cards. So the first card that came up, the first major arcana is the Death card. Again, the Death may seem ominous, but it's also about new beginnings. You know what I'm saying? And letting go, and just a period of transition. So don't fear the Death card. Then immediately following that is the Ace of Pentacles. New opportunities, new beginnings, abundance. Then the Hermit card came up, right? The Hermit is, you know, that deep introspective soul-searching energy, but the Hermit has got his light. So now that you've been in your hermit cave, you're coming out with the light and the knowledge, and you see things clearly. Followed by the High Priestess. Don't forget to use your intuition. Your intuition, your spirit guides, and your spirit team are always there to guide you forward. Especially tapping in with this full moon energy, right? Just tapping into that intuition and the deeper mysteries of the darkness, okay? We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got, which is just beautiful energy, you know? Stability, financial stability, practicality, nurturing energy, and then that Queen, that softened side of things with the Queen. Then we've got the Hangman, again, which is enlightenment after this period of pause and retreat, but you've had to surrender to whatever it is that's going on, and now you're receiving enlightenment because of the soul searching that you've been doing, because of you're seeing things clearly now. And then all these pentacles going on, you know, and then the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Magician. So watch out for those who are in your corner. You know what I mean? There's going to be people coming around, male or female, that are going to help you in your endeavors, in your future endeavors. So look out for that. But more importantly, look out for Great Spirit. And the final card that came out was the Magician. Interesting, you know? So we've got the Fool card, which is the 0 card, and we've got the Magician, which is the number 1 card. So there's a lot of manifestation coming forward. Use this full moon energy, use this full moon in Sagittarius to let go and release. And future forward, you're going to start to manifest things very quickly is what I'm seeing. Actually, so you're going to see something happen quick in fruition, but then from there, it is going to take a longer time to stabilize or to see things through. But look for the signs. These signs and opportunities are going to come speedily, right? There's something about a certain level of speed, or you're going to be able to see things and address problems quite quickly. And then from there, you know, now you're going to put the foundations in place to help you set you on your path towards abundance. You know what I mean? And success. Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, look out, for earth sign. There's going to be an earth sign to help or to help corroborate, or maybe something, a business partnership, a romantic partnership, something along those lines. So keep your eyes, your ears, and your heart open. It's your Uncle T. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. No music today. I just wanted to get this out quite quickly, but I also wanted to get out a more in-depth spread. You know what I mean? So for those of you who resonate, comment down below. Chime the prayer hands if you've made it this far in the video, or comment the little prayer hand emoji if you made it this far in the video. Your Uncle T appreciate you. Again, if you want a full in-depth reading, consultation, health consultation, some Reiki, holla at your Unc. Until next time, I bid you adieu, wholeness.